Bandit attacks, pledges protection for communities. On the foreign scene, Iran's Araghchi meets IAEA chief in Geneva ahead of U.S. nuclear talks. And in sports news, Jordan line up friendly matches with Super Eagles ahead of 2026 World Cup. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilorin, this is the news on the hour. I am BISOLA ODUWOLE SULEIMAN. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Welcome back from that break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website, www.diamondfm.net, or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. Now the news in detail. The federal government has filed a 3-count charge against former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai for allegedly intercepting communications belonging to Nigeria's National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. The charges follow El-Rufai's admission during a February 13 interview on Arise TV's primetime program that he and others listened to conversations from the NSA's phone. According to the charge sheet obtained on Monday, the Department of State Services, DSS, arraigned El-Rufai before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The counts allege that he unlawfully intercepted Ribadu's phone communications associated with others who did the same without reporting them to authorities and used technical systems that compromised public safety and national security. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has honored an invitation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for questioning over alleged corruption linked to his administration. The African Democratic Congress ADC chieftain arrived at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja on Monday, accompanied by hundreds of his supporters. Tensions escalated at the EFCC premises as protesters and supporters clashed with security forces, prompting the use of tear gas to disperse the crowd. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has issued a stern warning to Nigerians and election officials ahead of the 2027 general elections, insisting that the sanctity of the ballot must be protected. In a statement shared on social media on Monday, Obi declared that unlike in the past, votes must count in 2027. The former Anambra State governor stressed that electoral malpractice would no longer be tolerated, describing credible elections as critical to the nation's future. Still on the local scene, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has announced that Muslims across the country will search for the crescent moon on Tuesday, February 17, 2020, to mark the beginning of Ramadan 1447 AH. The council stated that if the moon is sighted, fasting will commence on Wednesday, February 18. Otherwise, Ramadan will begin on Thursday, February 19. In a statement signed by its Secretary General, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, the council expressed concern over challenges facing Muslims in Nigeria, including what it described as heightened Islamophobic hysteria, insecurity, and perceived media bias. The body also criticized the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for scheduling elections during Ramadan, saying the development was not unexpected and warning that it expects an immediate review. Still in local news, the presidency has accused former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai of deliberately creating political tension in the country. Senior Special Assistant to President Bola Tinubu on Media and Publicity, Temi Tokwe Ajayi, made the allegation in a post shared on his verified X handle on Monday. Ajayi claimed that El-Rufai was attempting to divert attention from what he described as massive corruption allegations against him in Kaduna State. According to him, the former governor is spreading deliberate misinformation to damage the federal government and portray himself as a victim of persecution. President Bola Tinubu has directed Vice President Kashim Shettima to lead a high-powered federal government delegation to Kano to express sympathy and support for victims of the Singa Market fire disaster. The delegation, set to depart Abuja on Monday, will convey the president's condolences to traders who reportedly lost billions of naira in the weekend blaze, the second such incident in 2 weeks. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga said the team will also pledge financial assistance on behalf of the federal government to support victims and assist Kano State in facilitating the market's swift reopening. Members of the delegation include the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, Deputy Senate President Borao Jibrin, Senator Kawu Ismaila, Abubakar Kabir Bichi, and the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Bernard Doro, among others. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared 14 political parties to participate in the August 8th governorship election in Osun State, excluding the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the Labour Party, LP. INEC spokesman in the state, Musa Olurode, disclosed this in a statement issued in Osogbo. He explained that the cleared party successfully conducted their primaries and uploaded the names and particulars of their candidates and running mates within the stipulated deadline. The parties are Accord Party, Action Alliance, African Action Congress, African Democratic Congress ADC, Action Democratic Party ADP, All Progressives Grand Alliance APGA, All Progressives Congress APC, Allied People's Movement APM, Action People's Party APP, Both Party BP, New Nigeria People's Party NNPP, People's Redemption Party PRP, Young Progressive Party YPP, and Zenith Labour Party ZLP. And to news in Kwara State, Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar, representing Kwara North Senatorial District, has condemned the recent bandit attacks on Rifun, Kakafu, and Bubu communities in Patigi and Edu local government areas. In a statement shared on his X handle on Monday, the lawmaker described the attacks as barbaric, unfortunate, and unacceptable, expressing sorrow over the loss of lives and the trauma suffered by residents. The attacks including a midnight raid in Kakafu, where 4 residents were reportedly abducted, caused widespread panic as gunmen fired in air. Umar called for the rescue of the abducted and security agencies to information effective to prevent foreign stressing perpetrators must be apprehended and brought to justice. And that's it on the local news on the outreach here from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry. We'll take a short break. When we return, Iran's Raji meets International Atomic Agency in Geneva ahead of U.S. nuclear talks. We'll bring you that story in foreign news and commerce in the world of sports. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. You're still listening to the news on the hour, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has arrived in Geneva for a second round of nuclear talks with the United States aimed at easing tensions and averting the potential military confrontation in the region. Posting on X on Monday, Araghchi said he came with real ideas to achieve a fair and equitable deal, adding that submission before threats was not on the table. Arakchi met with the International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA Director Rafael Grossi to discuss the technical aspect of Iran's nuclear program. The talks come as the U.S. has deployed additional warships, including a second aircraft carrier to the region, while mediators work to prevent escalation. Still in foreign news, Zambia has closed its borders to all livestock and related products from South Africa following a severe foot and mouth disease, which prompted Pretoria to declare national disaster. The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock said the suspension takes immediate effect, revoking all previously issued import permits and halting transit of live animals through Zambia. Spokesperson Benny Munyama explained the ban covers live animals' feet, skins, hides, trophies, and cloven-hoofed animal products such as dairy, unless strict mitigation measures are applied. The move aims to prevent the highly contagious disease from spreading into Zambian herds as South Africa battles outbreaks across all 9 provinces. That's in foreign news. Moving into the world of sport, Jordan has scheduled an international friendly matches against Nigeria's Super Eagles as part of preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The match is set to take in Amman between March 23 and 31, marking the first ever senior international meeting between the two nations. The chivalrous ones will be making their maiden appearance at the World Cup this summer and are drawn in a tough group alongside defending champions Argentina, Algeria, and Austria. Still in sports news, Nigeria's Falconets will take on Malawi for a place at 2026 FIFA Under-20 between May 1 and 3, 2026 at a yet to be announced venue. Meanwhile, Malawi will stage a return leg in Blantyre between May 8 and 10. The secured the sport in the final qualifying round after defeating Senegal 3-1 on aggregate. The Nigerian side won the first leg 1-0 in Abeokuta before sealing qualification with a 2-1 victory in the reverse fixture. Malawi, on their part, were dominant in the previous round, thrashing Guinea-Bissau 6-2 on aggregate. The winner over the 2 legs will qualify for the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland. In the world of sport, with that, we've come to the end of the News Sunday Hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Federal government files 3-count charge against El Rufai for alleged NSA phone interception. El Rufai appears at EFCC amid clashes between supporters, security forces. Sultan urges Muslims to search for new moon on Tuesday. Kwara senator condemns bandit attacks, pledges protection for communities. On foreign scene, Iran's Arakchi meets International Atomic Agency in Geneva ahead of U.S. nuclear talks. In sports news, Jordan line up friendly matches with Super Eagles ahead of 2026 World Cup. Those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in 1991, the Nigeria women's national football team, the Super Falcons, played their first ever international friendly, defeating Ghana 5-1 in the milestone match? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091-606-27-526 091 606-27-526 to join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for news across the world. For a comprehensive bulletin, log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download the app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was edited by Adeyemi Adewale. I am BISOLA ODUWOLE SULEIMAN. Thank you for listening to your shining Supreme Station. Stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon and have a lovely rest of the day and a week ahead.
The sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You can have it all on Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry. Diamond 88.7 FM. We've got you.